Well, March Madness is underway.
Well, there's two of us working today.
There's two, right?
Actually, four of us.
And
I don't want to shortchange the guys in the back, even though they have a TV.
We're in our uniforms for today. This is the official March Madness hoodie collection, the 1946 White Browns hoodie collection, the official hoodie of March Madness, which we're in.
Like it?
Yeah. March Madness underway. Happy March Madness. That is obviously exciting. I am sure that you guys maybe were on in the background or you're in your car right now. Otherwise, my guess is you are watching the madness.
You have come down with some kind of issue?
Yes.
So when I was in high school, 3 out of the 4 years I was in high school, I was legitimately sick for the first weekend of the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
Like bronchitis, like pneumonia, things like that. But I always missed. And to the point where all my teachers and coaches, my friends, they were like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we know what you're doing.
Yeah. You're like, no, I'm really sick. For real. For real.
One of my buddies reaches out on Tuesday. He goes, everything good? I was like, yeah. Why? What's going on? He's like, just making sure you're feeling all right. Like, we're 2 days out here.
I got to tell you something. I tried to even convince you to be ill tomorrow, and you rebuked me.
We don't have enough content.
We have two young stars.
No, I'm on vacation tomorrow.
Yeah.
Uno took vacation tomorrow?
Uno's on vacation for like 5 days starting tomorrow. Actually, you're after the show tomorrow.
After the show, I'm
Dude,
tapped out.
you are.
He's going to pull a you. He's leaving at 2:55.
Pull at me. He's WTSB. I have no time for your hate today. WTSB, working the system, baby.
I'm all about it.
All about it.
I did that this morning.
All about it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just unbelievable. It's unbelievable what's going on here. But yeah, so the madness is underway. So what's going on? What do we got? Uno, you're our March Madness correspondent. We're gonna bring in our March Madness correspondent, Uno. Uno, what's happening right now? Give us the latest.
We got Michigan State, Mississippi State, the 8-9 game at halftime. They're tied.
Who do you have?
They're not tied.
Not tied. I lied. Sorry.
Who do you have? Who do you have?
Michigan State is up 31-24. I have the Spartans.
You have the Spartans.
Same.
Gibbe has the Spartans. Griff has the Spartans.
Let me check my bracket.
And then Duquesne leads BYU in the 11-6 game.
Keith Danbrod. It was 9-0 to start. 10-8 run since. The Mormons coming back.
Some of us have BYU in their Sweet 16 and might need them to win this game.
All right, hold on. I got to
Not
go
gonna
look at
some people in that other room convinced me to make that BYU pick over Duquesne.
All right, so here's what I've got. What do we have right now? BYU, Duquesne.
So this is our in-house, by the way, our friendly
I have Duquesne winning that one.
NCAA pool.
All right, I've got Duquesne. And then you said
you do have Duquesne.
I do.
The Spartans are up 7 against Mississippi State in the 8-9 game.
I have Mississippi State. All right, that's what I got right now. So
we'll keep you updated throughout the
that's
games
it? We only got
today.
2 games going right now?
Only 2. The big one is at 1:30. Akron-Creighton.
And then
Akron,
2
Creighton.
o'clock, one more.
And then
2
2 o'clock,
o'clock.
then we get Arizona?
Your
Zona.
Wildcats.
Bear down.
So maybe I need to find some audio to like.
You might need somebody for hour number 2.
The
It's
Long
like
Beach State Beach.
the Long Beach State Beach. All right, there we go.
Who's
So
in
it's
your
fun.
Final Four?
So I have 2. Hold on, I got to pull up my. So I have one that this is in Miss K's Families League bracket. My Final Four in that one, and they're very different. My Final Four in that one is Carolina, Connecticut, Purdue, and Kentucky, and I have Carolina beating Purdue in the finals. Now
Gross.
my other bracket is not that at all. Let's see. I wonder how I even I don't even know how to find it. Let's see if I can find it somehow.
Uno, what was your Final Four for the in-house bracket?
I have UConn and Baylor on one side, and then Houston and Creighton on the other side.
Great. All right. Here.
Akron
beating
shocks the
UConn in
world,
the
and you
finals.
lose a Final Four team today.
It would be sad, but I would be happy for the Zips, but not happy for my bracket.
All right. So my other one, I'm pulling up now. This one I've got BYU.
In the Final Four?
No, winning and Michigan State winning. So my 2 brackets are
Completely different.
I cannot have both. So this game can't lose, can't win. My Final Four in this one is Auburn and Arizona, and then Houston and Purdue. I have Auburn beating Arizona, Houston beating Purdue, and Houston winning it all.
I like Houston.
Final Four, I've got UConn, Baylor, Houston, and Tennessee. Uno talked me out of Arizona.
Man, Uno.
Houston and UConn.
They have the
UConn
third best
repeated.
odds to win the whole tournament, Uno. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
Yes, but I've seen Arizona not play well lately, and that scares me.
Well, we're just lulling you to sleep here,
Yeah.
brother. That's what's happening.
My other one I had
I have
Houston,
Creighton in the Elite Eight.
Tennessee, Auburn, and North Carolina.
Okay.
I once watched your Arizona as a 2 seed lose to my Xavier as an 11 seed, so
Okay.
that's my Arizona memory.
Okay. What an unnecessary comment. I feel like it added very little to it.
Griff, what's your Final Four?
He has no idea. He's checking right now.
Come on.
I didn't know off the top of my head. Let's talk about something exciting. Uno, another dub for the squad. Oh, no, Griff's back. Get Griff in there. Griff. I was trying to buy you some time. That was in the biz. That was called stretching.
I appreciate that. For my Final Four, I have Houston, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Illinois.
Ooh, ILL, baby.
Illinois, the Fighting
Who do you have
Illini?
winning it all?
Illinois.
You have the Fighting Illini winning it all?
Let's go.
What region are they in?
UConn's.
A long, long time ago.
There are 3. Oh, I have them going to the Elite Eight. How
Same.
about it? Didn't know it. No, I did. Wait, that's in that one. Let's see about this one. No, in this one they dropped to Iowa State in the other one.
A long, long time ago.
I
Young
wanna talk
Gibby
about Illinois
used to
beating
host
Arizona.
the Illinois Coaches Show with Bill Self
Stop.
on the Illinois Radio Network.
Were you there when they beat Arizona?
What year was
They had like
that?
those. They had the really good guards.
Uh-huh. They did. So
Something-
they went to the Final Four the year after I
something
left for
Brown?
the national championship game.
Was that Darren Williams?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they were really good. They went to the national championship game. I think the year after I left, because that was under Weber. Because Self left and went to Kansas.
It was the Elite Eight in 2005. I remember where I was when this happened. As a matter of fact, I was eating dinner at Red on the east side.
Sad.
This is Illinois' rally against Arizona is voted the top March Madness moment ever. What?
Who says that?
That seems hurtful.
Duke, Kentucky, #1, hands down.
I mean, yeah, I'm surprised that I am surprised that happened. That's what it says, but then it doesn't go into what it was. But I remember they came back and they beat Arizona 2005. I'm gonna look up
Duquesne,
the
1916.
1916. It was a 50.
Who knows? It was a magical run for Duquesne.
Go Cougs.
Dude, here you go. Illinois, Arizona was up 75-60 with 4 minutes to
I do
go in the
remember
Elite
this.
Eight, and they went on a 20-5 run to tie it, and then won. Unbelievable. That's awful. Nobody likes that. An OT thriller, 90-89. Illinois was the 1 seed in that game.
Correct.
Arizona was the 3. They should have won. Illinois was 36-1 that year. So did they win it? So I remember it, Brown. I had it. They had Darren Williams, D. Brown, Luther Head,
Yeah.
James Augustine,
That team was crazy.
Roger
good.
Powell. The Wildcats had, oh, yeah, man, Mustafa Shakur, Hassan Adams, Salim Stoudemire, Channing Frye. Channing Frye was the leading scorer. Ivan Radenovich, Jawan McClellan. Wow. Salim did not have a good game. He was 2 for 13.
Illinois had a fantastic little run at that time. Illinois is always, having lived there, football season's fine with dandy, whatever, but it's all about
What
basketball.
about when they
it
had
starts.
the Deke? When they had the Deke?
I know.
And they had Jeff George.
I'm just saying.
2 legends.
They only care about football if you win.
I think
And
that's-
you better be winning by – if you're a 500 team, that doesn't count as them giving a you-know-what.
yeah,
It's a basketball. It's all about the hoops.
it is all about the hoops. All right, going back to when we were going to go ahead and stretch there, get to Uno. Uno, flag football update, please.
We're 3-0.
Of course.
Couple of catches for me.
You're the favorite in Vegas. You're the number one.
Did you see on the Hot Topics of the Day presented by Vivid Seats, Uno's flag football team is the 2007 Patriots. Can we finish the job?
What do you
He's
mean? We're already
crowning
into
himself.
we're already into the playoffs?
No, I don't think we're there
We
yet.
played 3 games.
He's
There's
already
only-
crowning himself.
There's only 4 regular season games, I think.
Excuse me?
Maybe 4 or 5.
Aren't there 6 teams?
Yeah, maybe there's
Shouldn't
5.
you play
I
every
don't
team
know.
once?
We're 3-0. We're dominating everybody.
So you're the two. What was the margin of victory this week?
I think we won by 19.
Didn't cover again. So you're 1-2 against the spread.
That's okay. 3-0 on the scoreboard.
It's not okay for those who are backing you, those who are supporting you in your efforts
I
financially.
don't know. According to their star quarterback, they went 1-0.
1-0. Well, because he's focused on all the right things.
We got blinders on for all that other
You
stuff.
guys are the
we just want
Clydesdales.
to win the game.
Is there another team that you see that is even potentially like you could see them even having a chance to beat you guys?
I thought the team we played yesterday had a chance to beat us.
And you beat them by 19.
And then, well, we got a score right before the half, then got the ball back after half and scored again, and that kind of put it out of reach.
Were there any turnovers in this game?
Yeah, we had 2 interceptions, I think.
Of them, and you
Yeah.
guys did not turn it over.
We had 1 interception, I think, off a
Yep.
dropped first down into the other team's hands.
Hate to see
I
it.
hate to see that.
Now, could be a
Corey's a
little.
lot nicer than Dan Marino, I bet, in those
Little bit.
situations.
Yeah.
I would say next week there'll be a little adversity because I don't think you're going to be back from your little vacation. And
Corey said
and
he's not gonna be
Corey,
there too, yeah.
Corey not going to be there.
The team might run into a rough patch.
Are you guys going to have to bring me in, play some Rocky music?
We might need we might need someone to step in. Riley's been our quarterback a couple of plays. I think she can get it done. She's looked good. She leads the league in touchdowns
Wow.
with 8.
Wow. And you're stuck on 2.
I'm stuck on 2. But we were talking about it, Corey and I. We have like 8 people with 2 touchdowns. So we're spreading it around.
And then you have somebody with 8.
Well, she's our red zone stud,
Well, right. It's a bonus, saying you get a bonus. Did you incorporate the drag route this week? Did you run any drags?
I ran some drags. I got more open on a 2-yard curl route, and he just immediately throws it to me. And then I run for like 7 yards.
Yak.
Yak.
I'm
Good.
all about
Oh,
the
It's all about the
Deshaun
yak.
Jackson, he got that.
Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson would be publicly complaining if he had, in the last 2 weeks, 3 catches. How many yards did you have on your 2 catches this week?
7?
So you're 3 catches for 18 yards the last 2 weeks, Uno?
But I'm about winning. I'm not about stats.
Are you doing something defensively that we
Yeah,
can get
I'm a-
excited about?
I'm a pretty good defender.
Any PBUs,
I don't have any PBUs, but I have some good tackles.
which is a flagpole?
Yeah. Those are a lot tougher than you think they are.
Did Griff
'cause
just laugh at that?
He did.
he did.
These referees are not calling flag guarding, and it's one of the most obnoxious things because it's impossible to grab people's flags when they're blocking them with their hands.
Yeah.
And we need to get better at this, referees who we hire.
Man.
I'm publicly
I like how
calling
you're
them
cut-
out.
I like that. I'm in for calling out the officiating.
Yeah.
As one that has been banned from numerous rec leagues by officials like that.
Yeah, you got to make sure you don't want,
I'm all for it.
yeah, you don't want any of that. Don't want any of that. All right. I'd like you. What I'd like Uno though is just say, listen, I don't need to be there all the time, but what I'd really like is to, at least get a 2-point conversion. Can I get the joy of that? Because you came out so hot. Like if you had sprinkled touchdown, 2-point conversion, touchdown over the 3 weeks, I think we would all be like, all right. But you came out so hot.
Yeah.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns. You had 22 fantasy points that week in our calculation.
Yeah, and I
roughly,
have
it was like
4 since.
yeah, 4.8. We're stuck at 4.8. So I think we need. That's where maybe we need to say
Fantasy
Corey.
managers are putting me on the bench this week.
Oh yeah, that you can't be trusted. You can't be trusted.
I need touchdowns.
Right. Or a 2. At least let them get a 2.
The by committee approach hurting the
know.
fantasy owners.
It is the only person. Well, Corey and Riley. It sounds
Corey
like
and Riley are
the
the only fantasy options on our team. Yeah.
only ones. Yeah. Who gets the interceptions on your defense?
Corey had one last week. He had a nice deflected it out of the kid's hands into his own hands, which was pretty good.
Okay.
And then I forget who else had one. I don't know everybody's names yet, so I'm working on it.
I don't know if that's called being a good teammate, Uno. If we don't know the names of our teammates. You guys have been in the trenches for 3 games already.
I mean, I think I know their names, but I don't want to say it wrong, and then they go and they can hear this. This is out there.
It is out there. So, like, what do you, when you don't know somebody's name, are you like, good play, brother? Like,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
Good
what'd you
job.
say?
Good job.
Yeah, you don't even, do you put anything on that? They're like, job man, job buddy, way to go,
No.
pal.
Not usually.
Chief, no?
Maybe a bro, but that'd
Bro?
be it.
All right. Yeah, nice one, bro. All right, I like that. I like that a lot.
Whatever kid went to Mount Union, I refuse to learn his name, but he's really good.
This has the makings of a show that we had a long time ago when somebody said something basically challenging a full department, and they showed up outside the glass with pitchforks ready to rumble. Push-ups, I think, were done right out here.
He's a great guy, but
Yeah.
I don't mess with Mountain Union.
Do you feel like that is maybe just such a blanket statement that perhaps there are people at Mountain Union that you would become great friends with, or perhaps even it's possible, had you had the opportunity to date every woman that went to Mountain Union, maybe you could have found your wife there?
Maybe.
Okay.
But the other day, I walked in last week with a Baldwin Wallace shirt on. He said, "Take that off. You can't play on our team." So I said, "Okay, well, now we're rivals again."
Well, that sounds like strong dislike speech.
I mean, this is the biggest rivalry in the state, really.
They're undefeated despite their differences.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of internal strife.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
good. Blinders, I told you, we're good.
Winning cures all. What happens if
A loss could be detrimental. We haven't experienced that yet.
Well, it also could be fortifying because what you don't want to go 5-0, roll in the playoffs, being like we've got no competition, and then maybe have a lapse. Like if you take one, let's go.
It worked for the Chiefs this year. We might need that.
You need somebody to do what the Raiders did. You need somebody to not pass for a single yard after the first quarter and beat you.
That would be embarrassing in this league.
Well, that's how you win Super Bowls. It's an undefeated formula.
Well, with
far
our
as I know.
starting quarterback out next week, we'll see how our team fares.
What day's the game? Wednesday?
It's Wednesday or Thursday. They changed the schedule. I have to double check.
if it's Thursday, you could be back.
If it's Thursday, I can make it.
If it's Thursday, you could convince me to maybe throw the ball a little bit, but not Wednesday.
Wednesday, I can't even make it.
So there you go. Neither one of us can.
I don't know who's doing the show next Wednesday.
Griff?
Griff and I will be here.
Griff, you and Griff. What's wrong with that? Seems like a perfectly good. Seems lovely. All right, Uno. Any updates? Any movement?
24-20 at Duquesne right now. Michigan State still at half.
Okay.
With the Bulldogs.
What is going on? Why is halftime taking so long?
There should be. I mean, I realize they're about to get rolling 132, and then we're going to get really, really rolling. But
They need an 11 o'clock, too. This noon is terrible.
yeah, 11:30. Every half hour, boom, boom, boom. You get 4 going at one time, all on a staggered half hour. Then another set 4. Because you get what? How many games today? 32.
16 today.
16 today. 16 tomorrow. Yeah, 32 total in the first round.
Yep.
Yeah, 4 blocks like that. Start 2 hours apart. That take 4 hours. Boom. This is genius. Write it down. That's what we should do. By the way, Ohio State's pro day yesterday. Marvin Harrison didn't do anything, but the Browns did do something. They reportedly met with defensive tackle Mike Hall Jr. And we've said along, you've got 3 guys in that room on 1-year deals. Shelby, Quentin Jefferson, and Mo Hurst. So it makes sense to add
Guys
somebody.
that are a little older. And yeah.
To add a young guy in here. All right, so we've got on today's show coming up, we've got Around the Sports World. We have got some underpaid, overpaid NFL free agents from PFF, from Gordon McGinnis. We'll see what he has to say. We're going to get some March Madness updates at 2 o'clock. Uno, I got to tell you something. You've got
It's a thin one.
150 stack, 2 o'clock March Madness updates, which we've proven now because you've updated twice in a segment, are 30. That's 30 seconds. 2:15, you have the Griff fact.
In all fairness,
You got the
there's
Griff fact
not
of
a
the
lot
day.
going on today in the
He's got the
sports
Griff
world
fact of the day.
outside of the NCAA tournament.
Well, and then 2:30 mailbag. We might have to just do a mailbag for the whole second hour. It might just be an hour of mailbag. We might just get questions out. Bobby, do what you do. We need. we're gonna
We'll
need some
always
questions.
find something to talk about in one of these
Well,
segments.
tomorrow it feels like tomorrow we are going to have to do a detailed preview of AIW Tougher Than Leather, tomorrow night's wrestling extravaganza.
Where's
at
that at?
the Temple Asylum. Temple Live, the Masonic Temple. It's actually a really nice room. Back in the day, like old school ECW ran there,
Really?
like when it was legit. It's a beautiful room, beautiful venue. General admission tickets are only $15, which is the cheapest they've ever been. Come in, it's a great show. I promise you'll have a great time. I'll be there. I'll be on the mic a little bit.
Will Spanos be there?
I don't know. I'd love them to be. Oh,
I got in the car this morning.
yeah,
I turned on the radio.
yeah. Spano?
Set, and it says Spano on the radio.
That's great.
And I'm like, what is going on here?
Did you listen? What did he say?
I did.
What was he talking
He's
about?
doing a fine job, taking you through the mid-morning. Inside 40 minutes, commercial free.
Very happy for him. That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. All right. We are off and running
we'll
on
figure out
this
how
Monday.
today goes.
Or what day is it? Thursday?
It's Thursday.
So it feels like it's
Monday.
March Madness.
It feels like a
Monday.
Friday today.
It feels like it should be Saturday.
Look in our office.
I don't see anybody.
Well, yeah.
Some people got up and walked out when Uno was like, I don't even care to know their name. They're just like, pfft.
Because they
heck
probably went
with
to
it.
Mount Union, according to him.
By the way, Bo off to a good start. We were texting this morning.
What happened?
Everything seems to be off to a good start. He's good. Yesterday, me and Bootsy, we got you're gonna love this. This'll. So me, Bootsy, and NBC got on there, and I was like, we got to send you guys to Hawaii. Like, we gotta get Vicks champions. So first it was me and Bootsy, and we got a Vic, the two of us. I was wrangling them. I was doing God's work.
You were
trying to
doing
keep
two
him under
things at
control.
once.
And I did though, and we got the Vic.
How
And
crazy
Oh,
happy
he was so fired up. And then, so I texted Bo victory, the Johnny Drama gif for his victory, and he says, "I heard him scream, and fingers crossed it was something positive." Well, it was. Then we trioed up, me, NBC, and Bootsy, and we absolutely dominated. So I told him, that's how I told the kids, that's how you head to Hawaii, boys. And so he goes, just Vic's walking out the door, too easy. Then he texted me, Bootsy just now said, oh yeah, Dad, the only thing we're doing, hanging banners. Which I told him to say. I just said, tell your dad all we're doing is hanging banners. And he loved it.
He follows the lead quite nicely.
Oh, man, he's great. He really is. He is a hysterical kid.
What is he like on the flight? Where are the seating assignments for this?
So they're 5.
Correct.
So
like,
you only
who's
get 3
riding with
across.
mom and dad?
My
Or the
guess
3
is,
boys?
My guess is Bo is with 1 and mom's with 2. Or they go mom, dad together and the 3 boys together and behave. Ooh, we'll have
I
to
don't
ask
know.
him that. We'll have to ask him that. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
where are the?
He's got to be close to landing in Arizona.
Well, yeah, because he should have already been there though.
Because
he
he
left
was landing at 11:30 Arizona time. He said, which is 1:30 here.
Oh, well, he made it sound like he was leaving like at
I know.
8 a.m. this morning, and I'm like,
I
well,
think
you're
it's a
going to
9
be
a.m.
there.
Flight. He was on. I'm sure he was on the same American flight that we were. I think it's like a 9 a.m. flight. Yeah,
Yeah, I need to. We need to know the seating assignments.
I got it.
Like that's important because who's getting like, especially the next leg.
Ooh, it's delivered, so he might be down.
Like-
Might have just touched down.
The next leg is like an 8 to 10 hour.
It's an extravaganza. Is what it is.
Yikes!
All right. Get your mailbag questions in. The mailbag is open. Use the hashtag AskCBD.
You gonna take calls today?
I would. I'm not afraid of taking calls. I have no fear. Are the callers, are they seaworthy? That I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Are they going to be mature? Are they going to conduct themselves with a sense of decorum?
probably not.
By the way, I think it's a miss on your hoodie that you don't have the orange strings.
I don't know what I got.
You have white strings. I have orange strings. Another differentiator. All right, we'll be back with more Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet. And, of course, those hot topics of the day were presented by Vivid Seats, official fan experience partner of the Cleveland Browns. We'll be back right here on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Look me in the eyes. I have a message for you.
What do you got? You're not naked and thinking about me.
Excuse me? Excuse me? I don't know. Did you drop that? I hope that you dropped that. But we're going to start over. Look into my eyes. Listen. Lean closer to the radio. Tilt your ear toward your nearest speaker, because I want to tell you guys about something very special, very exciting, very unique.
I'm ready.
That's happening. And unique means it's one of one, which would apply to something that was one night only. And what I'm talking about right now is Billy Joel and Rod Stewart. Billy Joel, Rod Stewart, together, having a shared moment. And they're doing it together for the first time ever. They've never been together before. They're saying they won't ever be together again. But they're doing it Friday, September the 13th at Cleveland Browns Stadium. Tickets are on sale now. And what I'm told is that these things are flying. So you want to get into the building? You want to be amongst the 65,000?
You want to join The Voice?
You want to join the voice of the Cleveland Browns, Jim Donovan, who will be in attendance and knows more Rod Stewart songs than you currently? All you have to do is this. You have to go to clevelandbrownsstadium.com/BillyandRod2024. Billy and Rod 2024. That's all you have to do. clevelandbrownsstadium.com/BillyandRod2024 for more information. You don't need any more information. What you need to know, and Uno's been saying this all week, your ticket price will get you the whole seat. You won't need it. You only need the edge at most. You're probably going to be standing. You're going to be standing. You're going to be bebopping. Maybe a little two-step. Bottle of Reds. Yep. Bottle of
We just went
Whites.
through like catalogs the other day.
Yeah, we did.
It's
We went
pretty
through it.
impressive how many.
It is incredibly impressive. And if you're not there, you're going to wake up on Saturday, September the 14th, and you know what you're going to be full of? Do you know, Uno?
Sadness.
Close.
Regret?
Both. I would say both.
Sadness. The FOMO that you would have, even if you're eating a delicious steak with a great bottle of wine, listening to Billy Joel or Rod Stewart on your iPad or on your speaker system in your home. And I think what you're going to end up doing is crying right into your steak, saying, I could have been there live. It's one night only. This will never happen again. People are going out of their minds about the eclipse that's coming up. That happens every 40 years. 42, I think, is the right number. Every 42 years. My mom's already got
Is that during our show?
Yeah, we have to be off that day.
We're not going to be off.
I have to be. My kids are off.
We got to
I'm
see
in
the
sh-
eclipse.
We got to see the eclipse, dude. This is a
42
once in
years.
See, this is
the thing. This is how important we're telling you something that happens once every 42 years is. So imagine if it was something that only happens once ever.
once ever.
Yeah, that's Billy Joel and Rod Stewart. Yeah, we have to. We have to see the eclipse. We can't be in here. It's going to be eclipse. We got to see it. Everybody's going to be outside with glasses on. Nobody's going to be listening.
Every time.
This is real.
I am aware, but at least once a week now, we're like, we need to pre-tape this show. We got to pre-tape
Yes,
this show.
that's why I've given
we
you
don't
great-
have enough content. to
Erroneous.
pre-tape.
We have 11 games that we've won, and we have 11 Victory Mondays.
You're
It's
not. You
22
can't.
shows.
We're not replaying all 11 Victory Mondays.
I mean, it sounds like a great idea to me.
We can't.
Here's the thing. I think it would be apropos on that day if for just 2 hours we just kept on a loop Total Eclipse of the Heart.
I'm fine with that.
Turn around. I mean,
I mean, it
feels like
it
what
is
should be.
Guardians opening day, so
the eclipses?
I am. Yeah.
Oh, so maybe they'll be.
What I'm hoping is
they'll-
our friends
Yeah.
down
Talk
downtown.
Guardians.
You can have the entire day.
Have the day. Talk Guardians. Big day.
Don't need us.
Big day. What time's the first pitch?
5 o'clock.
Oh,
but you
yeah.
can watch it. You can watch the eclipse at the ballpark.
Yeah, so that's where people need to be, and they may be hearing things about the Indians or the Guardians. I'm sorry, in their ears while they're watching the eclipse.
Yeah, they don't need us on.
No,
Tom
that-
Hamilton play-by-play of what the
of
eclipse
the
is
eclipse.
doing.
I think sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. If you made it to Arizona, we were curious as to the seating arrangement on the plane. He said
He
we
just landed.
We did. So they split us up. My Nana, the official Nana of this program, has informed me that because we just had daylight savings time, Arizona doesn't. So even though when I was there in February, they were 2 hours behind, because we have now sprung forward, they're 3 hours behind there in Arizona. So maybe he did leave an hour earlier. Maybe he did leave around 8. It makes sense.
All right.
He said, so they split us. I was 9D in the aisle, and they were in 13. His wife
what
and
did
the
he
three
say,
boys.
90?
9D, seat 9D,
9D.
on the aisle. The rest of them were in 13. He said, 13, I moved back, giving up my purchased legroom. Sad, but selfless. So it went Amy, me, Beamsy, Bootsy, and paid till about an hour outside of Phoenix when Bootsy wanted to sit by Mom. Was ready for 6.5 hours on the next flight. All of them in one row. Row 8. All of them together.
Wow. That's probably better. It gives them a chance to control the situation, which
I don't know. I think
I feel like we're just going to call Bootsy the situation.
Yeah, I think that Bo should be applauded for being a hero for moving back, but I think at the same time it's like I purchased legroom. I mean, I've got to have it.
So this reminds me,
What do you want me to do?
2017, we go and play in London. I fly the family out to London. They go enjoy London. I never got to see any of London because we were working all weekend. But then we went on to Paris.
Yep.
Now, my
remember.
oldest had some obligations with school and what she was doing with the great Polaris vocational school.
Yes,
So she
yes.
had to come back a little early. She had to come back midweek. End of the week, we come back. Now, my best friend from college is a pilot for Delta, and he had given us a couple vouchers. Okay? My kid, my youngest, and my wife take the vouchers. My wife had bought another ticket for the three of us. My wife and my kid were VIP. Not even like they were in the first two rows, and they just kept bringing them whatever my kid wanted.
So they were in like first class.
Snacks beyond. Yeah, it's like another level of first class.
And you weren't?
I'm back in coach.
Excuse me. Your youngest should have walked right back there and said,
I said,
Dad, get up here. This is your connection. Those are your vouchers.
I said, how often is she ever going to have this opportunity? You guys go ahead. The flight home literally it was not even half full. I had a whole row to myself. So it wasn't like I just laid out across the entire 3 or 4 seats and crashed. But I even tried to go up there, and they're like, sir, you don't have a ticket up here. And I was like, well, that's my family.
You're like, I do. And they're sitting, get them
Clearly
out.
they're living their best lives.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Hot towel over her face. Like, my youngest was like, this is the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't get used to it because it's not going to happen again.
This is craziness.
I took one for the team.
Well, you and Gibbe, that's just,
I did that.
you're better than I am.
It's all right. Gave her the opportunity.
It's incredible. I mean, what a selfless act. Uno, update.
30 seconds. Go.
Halftime, Duquesne, BYU. Duquesne is up 38-30.
Okay.
Ooh, holding on.
Michigan State up by 9 points with 14 to go in the second half.
So that game stayed at 9 basically the whole time.
43-34.
Yeah, and then Creighton is up 2 on Akron early on. It's 8-6.
Very early. It's the feeling out
16:35 left in the first half.
Feeling
I
out
like
period.
the back and forth.
Yep.
Akron has their hands full. Creighton, 3 guys averaging over 17 a game.
Wow. All right, around the sports world, Cardinals general manager Monty Ossenfort is, quote, going to be listening to offers for the number 4 pick. Question is, can you trade away the pick if Marvin Harrison is on the board? Depends on what you get. I mean, if you got 2 firsts and maybe a future or something else.
Why would he do that?
Because that's maybe where Kwesi's trying to get a quarterback.
Let's see.
So you could get 11 and 21, right? Isn't that what they have?
23.
11 and 23.
Let's see. There were the GM said there will be a big neon sign that says open, and I don't like it blinking. It messes with my eyes, but we're always going to be listening. He said at a joint press conference with Jonathan Gannon via NFL.com. I think we'll always have the conversation. We may not get to a point where a deal makes sense, whether it's at number 4 or anywhere else we're picking, but we're always going to have the conversation. And if it makes sense, if it's attractive to building our team, then it's something that we'll certainly consider no matter where we are at in the draft.
Yep. Interesting. All right. I mean, you say that because what if somebody makes you an offer you can't refuse? If you can turn one great player into two great players?
I continue to be shocked. They stand behind Kyler Murray.
Yeah, they're locked in on Kyler Murray.
I don't know.
I'm not surprised about it. Kyler's good. They've already paid. It feels like it makes sense.
Then why not get him weapons?
Well, I think they will. My guess is they probably think they can get – it's a very deep receiver draft. They could get 2 first-round receivers to go for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they have the potential to be absolutely loaded. So I would take Marvin Harrison, but you never know. Maybe somebody wants to come up that's even closer than they think, and they'll be able to still get one of those top 3 receivers everybody thinks is kind of in their own tier. So that'll be interesting to see. Speaking of receivers, Odell Beckham Jr. meeting with the Miami Dolphins this week. That's an interesting one because he would at best be the 3rd receiver there behind Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, but I would also say both those guys – well, no, not Tyreek so much, but Waddle has gotten hurt.
Waddle's good, though.
Waddle's good, but there's playing time there.
Yeah.
And with Mike McDaniel, he's going to find a way to use him.
I mean, hold on a second. Let's see. We
All right.
have to do a guess the stats.
With Odell?
With the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, all right.
Hold on.
I'm fine. I'm into that. It's 1:40. We have an hour and 20 minutes left, but who's counting?
Not me. All right, so Jalen Waddle. And then I got to click on the Dolphins so I can get there. All right, Miami Dolphins. Here we go. I just feel like this is probably a 2. It feels to me like it's a 2-receiver system. Let's see. All right. Let's see if you can guess the stats, Gibby. All right. Give me Tyreek Hill, Waddle, and then the number 3 receiver. Start with Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill last year.
What am I giving you?
Catches, yards, touchdowns.
Waddle?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill was like an MVP year, just under 2,000 yards receiving.
119 catches, 1,800 yards receiving, 13 touchdowns.
Yeah,
okay?
MVP type year.
Waddle. Played 14 games, Waddle.
Okay, that's why I wanted to know that. How many games?
14
That's
games.
better than, well, again,
I'll see what he did the year
big
before.
Shock.
I'll see what he did the year before.
Waddle, 75 catches.
72.
1,000 yards.
1,014.
8 touchdowns.
Only 4 touchdowns. So you're pretty right there.
All right.
The number 3 receiver on the team in terms of catches was Braxton Berrios. He had 27 for 238. The number 3 receiver on the team in terms of receiving yards was Cedric Wilson. He had 22 for 296. So there it is not.
It's a 2 wide receiver
It is
set.
a 2 wide receiver system. And I mean 2 threw for 4,700 yards. So it's not like they threw the ball a ton. Trying to pull up Waddle here. Waddle, I think it's back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons for him, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. So Waddle's first year, 104. Waddle's injured. The guy's missed 4 games in his entire career in 3 seasons.
I had that.
He played 16 his rookie year, 104 catches, 1,015 yards, and I think 6 touchdowns. 2 years ago, 75 catches, 1,356 and 8, and last year 72, 1,014 and 4. So he's been a 1,000-yard receiver every year he's been in the career. I can't believe he was not a Pro Bowler in 2022. He had 75 catches, 1,356 yards, led the NFL, 18.1 yards catch and 8 touchdowns, and did not make the Pro Bowl. That seems insane to me.
Especially given the fact that they take you could be the
100
4th
people,
alternate.
Right, yeah, 100 people make it. All right, so that's Miami. So that's an interesting fit for Odell. That means very much a role player. Keenan Allen was at Caleb Williams' pro day yesterday. Is that tampering? Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. He probably lives in the LA area.
I mean, here's the thing. DeJuan Jones and C.J. Stroud were at Ohio State's pro day yesterday. So
yeah, so you could have NFL people there.
Yeah. Harmless. And besides, the Bears have the number 1 pick.
Right. Right. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The NFLPA has asked the NFL not to outlaw the controversial drop hip tackle, citing further confusion for players. I think that's true. I don't think it should be outlawed. I don't think it should be a penalty. I think it should be something that they try to coach.
They're
out
also,
of the game.
they're asking. It sounds like they're not trying to ask them to get rid of it. They just don't want it to be a penalty.
Just not a penalty, but yes, let's try to get rid of it. Let's try to coach it out of the game. All of that, because that's what's caused some of those lower leg injuries. Is that hip drop tackle where they kind of sit down and fall on people. So that's what they're trying to look out for. All right, when we come back, we're going to take a look at some of the underpaid and overpaid NFL free agents in 2024, according to Gordon McGuinness of Pro Football Focus. Welcome back to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, a sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns, now live in Ohio. Time to take a look now. Uno has cultivated for us this beautiful, beautiful thing here. It's a look at underpaid and overpaid free agents.
Uno,
from Pro Football Focus.
MC this?
Are you going to MC this, Uno?
I don't have it pulled up, but I can.
Uno, did you email today's rundown?
Yes.
He sent it to your Cleveland Browns account?
Ooh, maybe I didn't. Let me double check.
I don't think he did email it, because otherwise that's the only way for me to get that link.
Score updates while Uno's working. Michigan State up 14 now, 59-45.
Okay.
Did I say 15? Up 14.
Up 14.
14 with
That's why they have the diff. They have the diff for you.
The diff.
The diff's there for you.
Duquesne at halftime leads BYU 38-30. Creighton leads Akron 21-19. 11 minutes to go in the first half. Let's go, Zips.
So you're fine with you're rooting for them just because
fine.
it's your conference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought that they were going to be a handful for whoever they were playing. And then when they got Creighton, I'm like, well, they couldn't have gotten a worse draw because Creighton's pretty good.
Oh, here's some for tomorrow. Trevor Sikkema at PFF did a 3-round 2024 NFL mock draft. So we would have picks in that.
Maybe I'll just try to get him on the show.
That'd be great. Get him on the show, and we'll talk about it.
Should be there now.
Should be there now? Okay, here we go. I found the article on their website. Here
Zips look really good, too. I'm watching them over here. They're playing really well.
All right, so this is based on Pro Football Focus, who they thought was the best, some of the best and worst signings. So they loved Kendall Fuller to the Dolphins, said his 83.1 overall grade ranked 7th among cornerbacks. His 82.8 coverage ranked 9th. Solid against the run. To get him a contract that doesn't rank among the top 25 at the position and per year average is a very good value. Patrick Queen has improved every season. If Queen doesn't get any better, this is still a great deal for the Steelers. But if he continues to improve, and it's important to note that he's still only 24, this deal could end up being a phenomenal value. So those are their top 2 best values. Number 3, I thought this was a good one as well. Hollywood Brown, 1-year contract of $7 million up to $11 million. The high end of the contract comes in just below PFF's contract projection, but the real value for the Chiefs, they have mitigated their risk against injury by having up to $4 million tied to incentives. He's been very, very good, and he is a deal easy for Chiefs fan to love, especially compared to the 3-year, $13 million contract signed by Darnell Mooney, and Hollywood Brown's been better than Darnell Mooney. They thought Queen was going to get 4 years, $72 million. Did PFF? He got 3 years, $41 million, so $5 million per year under. They thought Kendall Fuller was going to get 3 years, $40 million, which is $13 million, and instead he got 2 years, $16.5, $8 a year. Again, $5 million under. The most overpriced free agents in the NFL, Calvin Ridley, 4 years, $92 million. They projected him at 3 years, $55 million, which is $18.5 a year. He got $23 a year. Said, I don't know that overpriced is necessarily bad in this instance, as the Titans have the cap flexibility. The issue is they gave top 10 contract to a 30-year-old receiver who wasn't amongst the best at his position a year ago.
I don't know. I still think that, like, down the stretch, the Jags weren't exactly great offensively.
No, they weren't. No.
So I don't know how much of that's on him.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, who's throwing him the ball?
It's going to
Levis?
be Will Levis. Will Levis.
I don't know.
Yetur Gross-Matos with the Niners got 2 years, $18 million. PFF didn't have a projected contract for him. Former second-round pick, just 26, so it's understandable. A team would think there's some development to come. That being said, his career was 2023. Saw him earn 65 grade, a 65 pass rush grade, neither of which ranks among the top 50 edge defenders last season.
He doesn't have to be the man, though, in that system.
No, but he needs to be good. And then they thought Kenneth Murray, linebacker, 2 years, $15.5 million to the Tennessee Titans.
Boy,
so the
they're
Titans
down
watched
on the Titans.
Azeez Al-Shaair leave for division rival Houston Texans. They've saved some money by paying Murray instead of Shahir, but they've only gotten worse at the position. He has yet to grade above 54 in his career. Given that players like Blake Cashman and Drew Tranquill have been better linebackers and could have commanded similar or less money, it's hard to like this deal for the Titans. So 3 that he really liked, 3 that he did not like at all, and that's kind of where we are there with that. They also have another cool little article right here that is one positive takeaway for all 32 teams from free agency. For the Cleveland Browns, if you were wondering, it says they attacked their weaknesses. 2 glaring weaknesses stood out for the Browns in 2023. a lack of receiving threats, and poor run defense. They've made a couple of shrewd moves to remedy those issues. First was their acquisition of Jerry Jeudy in exchange for minor draft capital. Jeudy hasn't lived up to his first-round billing, but can perform well when schemed open and finish top 22 as a top 25 receiver. A change of scenery and usage could create a bounce-back opportunity for Jeudy. As for the run defense, the Browns lost linebackers Sione Takitaki and Anthony Walker, but picked up a very good one in Jordan Hicks. Hicks finished last season with a 74 run defense grade that would have led all Browns linebackers. He now reunites with defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, under whom he played his best football in Philadelphia.
PFF also with their favorite move for each team in free agency, and their favorite move for the Cleveland Browns, Zadarius Smith.
Coming back
at the edge.
Yep, I like
We're
it.
fans of a lot of the moves Cleveland made during the free agency period, including the under-radar addition of, who you just mentioned, linebacker Jordan Hicks. Smith was still a handful for opposing offensive lines in 2023. He's the perfect fit as a movable chess piece for Jim Schwartz's defense, making it very understandable he was a priority to re-sign. Don't let the dip in sack production fool you. Smith is still a menace up front. I mean, how many times did we talk about it? Like,
yeah, he played great.
He got there just as the play happened, as the guy got rid of the football, or someone else on our defense beat him to it.
Yep. No, listen, we don't beat the Steelers without his play. He did a lot of very good things for the Cleveland Browns last year. I like it. Browns, in that article where you cited Zadarius, it's supposed to be your favorite and your least favorite move. They didn't even have a least favorite move for the Browns.
Correct.
Dallas Cowboys favorite, nothing. Least favorite, nothing. They've done less than any team in free agency so far. That is hilarious.
What's the rest of what did they like and
Skip
dislike?
Bayless was excited about it.
All in.
All in.
All right, for our division,
what I was
Ravens
looking at.
favorite, Derrick Henry least favorite, not applicable because they really just signed him. And then Cincinnati
Sheldon
favorite,
Rankins.
Sheldon Rankins, which was pretty good. Least favorite, they did not have one. Said the Bengals continue to make sharp moves. They don't have anything of note here. See if the Steelers they might have no negatives. Although the Ravens did lose a lot of people in free agency this offseason. And the Steelers, it had
Patrick
Queen, least favorite, again, not available. Oh, baby.
Well, if you're
That's
going
our
to do
division.
the article, you got to you have to decide someone.
Pick something, yeah. Give us a little something there, something to work with. All right, hour number 2 coming your way. Mailbag, hit us up with your questions.
We're going to start going through questions next segment.
15 minutes of March Madness updates from Uno, which, I feel like is going to include a deep schematic breakdown of everything that's going on. We got Griff's Fact of the Day. So much more to come here. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. When a medical mistake causes you injury, call the medical malpractice attorneys at 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Elk, an Elk proud partner of the Cleveland Browns. Nathan Segura, Jason Gibbs, Uno, Griff. Cleveland Browns Daily brought to you by Ballybet, sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Now live in Ohio. The mailbag is open. I don't know, Gibby, have you seen, are people, we getting
Yeah,
any
we're
questions?
gonna start. We're gonna get to those.
Before we do that,
We need a 17-minute scoreboard update.
we need Uno. All right, Uno.
Well,
Take
Uno's
us to 2:15.
The last thing I want to
I
do
need
right now
scores.
is talk.
I need tactics. I need updates.
we also do have this Shohei Ohtani story if we want to talk about it.
We should.
We
You-
should.
and I feel like you and Griff are dialed in on the baseball front.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk to us.
So there's a lot up in the air about it right now, but what we know is that Shohei Ohtani's translator who works for the Dodgers, he was fired yesterday after the game. They played at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, because that's what you want to do. A week
Yesterday-
before the season starts, we're going to send teams overseas and put out the biggest name. We're going to show the biggest name in baseball right now at 6 a.m.
Yeah, they're playing in Korea. They're doing
Makes
like
all
an
the sense in
international
the world.
series.
Okay.
But after that game at about 6 p.m. last night, news came out that they were firing his interpreter surrounding $4.5 million of wire transfers being sent from Ohtani's bank account to a bookmaking operation in Southern California that I believe is not a legal bookmaking operation.
Oh, boy.
So there's a couple of rumors that Ohtani claims that he was sending the money to cover the translator's gambling debts, which would have been at the $4.5 million.
By the way, that sounds ample.
Yes, not
What
good.
what a nice human.
So they're
and-
best
and-
friends, too. They've been best friends for a long time. And Ohtani has in his contract that wherever he goes, the translator goes with him. So, like, that was part of their deal. But now the lawyers are saying that Ohtani, it actually is theft, and he doesn't know why the money is gone. And the $4.5 million was stolen from his bank account. So I think the lawyers are trying to stick up for the translator and for Shohei. But now people are speculating if Shohei's really in the wrong here, and there's a lot of gray area in this story. But it's not really a good look for baseball when your best player has this controversy on the first game of the season.
No, it sounds.
There's
A
a
little
lot
wild.
of moving parts.
You know, I saw something from Dan Patrick this morning, and he said, you know, whatever we need to do, we can't be rushing to judgment. We can't figure out. But he's like, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of things that need to be answered. But this is not how baseball needed to start their season
No.
with this hanging over.
No.
I mean, the guy's racked up $4.5 million in gambling debts. What's he betting on?
And so that's the other question,
That's-
because I'm not
yeah.
familiar with MLB's gambling rules.
So it said he incurred the gambling debts due to a Southern California bookmaking operation that's currently under federal investigation.
Oh, what goes wrong there?
How he came to lose his job started with reporters asking about wire transfers.
So the interpreter went out and told reporters, like, yeah, he's covering my debt. That's why the money's gone. But then the lawyers were like, no, that's not true.
All
Why
right,
did you say that?
This is very weird. Okay,
Yeah.
so initially,
It doesn't make any
Initially,
sense.
a spokesman for Ohtani told ESPN the slugger had transferred the funds to cover Mizuhara's gambling debt. The spokesman presented Mizuhara to ESPN for a 90-minute interview Tuesday night, during which Mizuhara laid out his account in great detail. However, as ESPN prepared to publish the story on Wednesday, the spokesman disavowed Mizuhara's account and said Ohtani's lawyers would issue a statement. In the course of responding to recent media inquiries, we discovered Shohei has been the victim of a massive theft. We're turning the matter over to the authorities. So what happened in the day from Tuesday to Wednesday?
The lawyers, I think, are trying to look out for Ohtani so that he doesn't get in any trouble.
But if they at one point, his team turned this guy over for an interview
Correct,
to ESPN
yeah.
and said that's what they did.
I'm sure the Dodgers had to have gotten involved and were like, hey, we should probably not say all this stuff.
During the interview,
Yeah.
Mizuhara has told ESPN that he asked Ohtani last year to pay off his gambling debt, which multiple sources said had ballooned to at least $4.5 million. Mizuhara said that he had previously placed bets via DraftKings and assumed bets placed through Boyer were illegal. Obviously, he wasn't happy about it, and he said he would help me out to make sure I never do it again. He decided to pay it off for me. I want everyone to know Shohei had no involvement in betting. I want people to know I did not know this was illegal. I learned my lesson the hard way. I'll never do sports betting ever again. But on Wednesday afternoon, Mizuhara told ESPN that Ohtani had no knowledge of his gambling debts, that Ohtani had not transferred money to the bookmaker's associate.
I'm telling you, there's a lot here to unpack, and I feel like we're just skimming the surface of whatever this story is.
Well, some things changed in 24 hours, so at some point they...
Yeah, because the face of Major League Baseball is potentially under the gun.
I mean, this is like when Pete Rose did it, it was a big deal. This would be 3 or 4 times that at least.
Yeah.
Like, he's the most famous baseball player in the world.
So, I mean, it says here, he goes, I was terrible at gambling, never going to do it again, never won any money, Mizuhara said. I mean, I dug myself a hole and it kept getting bigger, and it meant I had to bet bigger to get out of it, and I just kept losing. It was like a snowball effect. After Ohtani agreed to pay the debts, Mizuhara said on Tuesday, Ohtani logged onto his own computer and sent the wire transfers under Mizuhara's supervision in installments over several months last year. They added loan to the description field in the transactions. We had to add a description for the wire, Mizuhara said. I think Matt might have told me just put loan, you have to put something. Asked why Ohtani didn't simply give him the money instead of paying Bauer's associate directly, Mizuhara said Ohtani didn't trust him with the money. He didn't want me to gamble it away.
It sounds like there's a big gambling problem there.
Now they're saying that he's a victim of a massive theft. This is wild. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. This, again, not how Major League Baseball probably wanted to start the season.
The craziest part was during the game yesterday morning, Mizuhara was in the dugout with Ohtani, and they were just chatting it up like friends. Like they were still
Yesterday?
Yeah.
As in Wednesday?
Wednesday morning. Because none of this stuff dropped until after that game had happened. So, like, he was still there.
What changed? What we need to know is what changed between Tuesday, Wednesday morning, and then Wednesday afternoon.
Who got to who and who started
Yes.
spinning?
Yes. Yes. Clearly something has happened there. All right, no, good job. You got 10 minutes there, so now you have 5 minutes for the updates. Where are we at?
So Michigan State looks like they've wrapped it up. They're up 15 with a minute and a half to go over Mississippi State.
Nice.
Okay.
Highlighter ready.
The Dukes of Duquesne up 14 on BYU with 15:54 to go.
Keith Dambrot, former Akron coach, and his coaching staff, great guys. Did a lot of MAC tournament games with them at ESPN Cleveland. Class acts. Dambrot's retiring at the end of the season.
Oh, wow. So the tournament win under his belt.
It could be a tournament win. Would not be his first.
No, but that's a nice way to go out.
Absolutely.
Their best player, by the way, Day Grant, is from Lorraine. So
Yes.
another Ohio connection
Yep.
for him.
Yep.
He's having a nice game. He's got 15.
Okay.
The Zips up 34-31 over Creighton. 2.5 to go in the first half. So a potential huge one there.
Why did I not? Well,
Akron can hold on.
there's a lot of game left in that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
How about Arizona?
Arizona up 12-9 over Long Beach State.
All right.
Very early on.
Very early on.
14 to go in the first.
Bear down, Arizona. Let's go. Both of these teams struggling from the field, I see. Long Beach is 2 for 9. Arizona's 3 for 10.
They're feeling each other out.
Did we talk about the Long Beach State story? They fired their head coach.
Is that Dan Monson?
Yeah.
And then won the
The
tournament.
original
then-
architect of the Gonzaga
Yeah.
program.
I thought we talked about that.
Yeah,
They
we
fired
did.
him, and now he's coaching in the tourney.
Yep.
Their AD said today, this is good. I put some fire under the team by firing their coach, and now they're in the tourney.
Yeah.
How dare he take any responsibility?
Take any
for
credit.
any-
Yeah.
Yeah.
14-9 Arizona. Let's go. Route is on.
So Monson yesterday equated his situation to being in a Seinfeld episode. He's like, I'm not getting paid, no benefits, nothing. I'm just here. He goes, technically, I don't even have to talk to you people.
Hold on one
It
second.
was great.
Yeah.
It's not too shabby. This Duquesne BYU thing.
That'd be big.
Uno would lose a Sweet 16 team right off the get-go.
Yeah, I was really high on BYU. They were supposed to be a 5, but they can't play on Sunday, so the committee made him a 6. It was a whole thing. And good for Duquesne. I'm happy for him. I'd rather the coach from Akron and the kid from Akron do well.
Duquesne is the same situation as like NC State. What do you do with them? They're in the NCAA tournament because they won. Like NC State won 5 games in 5 days to win the ACC.
Yeah.
They're hot, but That's a lot of basketball in 5 days.
It is, but
And then you're off for 4 days.
you got to keep riding it. You got to
Like,
keep staying
what-
hot.
Can you stay hot during that time?
That's what it feels like they're doing.
I mean, Duquesne clearly is doing that. I'm
So
not
14
sure what
minutes to
BYU
go,
is
up
doing.
10. Creighton has already taken the lead over Akron. They're up 5 now.
Yeah,
going
and they're
into
not
the
even
half.
at the half yet.
Akron's got 3 guys with 2 fouls as well.
So
Now in the
Michigan
first
State-
half.
I don't like that. The officiating today so far,
Not good.
Suspect.
everybody's whistle happy. Every game.
All right, so Michigan State has advanced. That is the first.
Izzo in March, baby. Easy.
That was.
I don't know. Why'd you not take them?
I have them in the family one, in the Browns one, but not in the family one.
Okay.
So my Uncle Baby Billy bracket is off to an 0-1 start. Very sad.
Still a lot of time left.
Oh,
for
no, I had
BYU,
Michigan
though.
State in this one, too.
14
gonna
minutes
say, I
is
don't
an
know.
eternity of
So
basketball.
I didn't take Mississippi State. I thought. No, I took Michigan State in both of them. So, yay.
Well, there you go.
There we go. All right, we're off to a real start there now, boys. Oh, no, my pick was Mississippi State. So I got that one wrong in the family league. All right, I did have it right. It's confusing how they show this. They used to just show like what you put, and then
Yes.
if yours would be there, but it would be crossed out in the next round. They put Michigan State in the next round and put an X in the first round.
Yeah, I don't like the
I don't
new,
like that. I like
the new interface.
Carry
that
my
they're doing.
red through, so I know that like that line's over. Thank goodness I had UNC winning that game. So as long as UNC wins the next round, it's just one. My perfect bracket's over though, but one of them's alive.
Well, it's because you took Mississippi State.
Yeah, I feel silly about it.
Yeah. You
All right.
should.
Some of us are still perfect.
Well, I'm perfect in one of them, Uno, so I got that going for me, which is nice. All right, when we come back, we get the Griff Fact of the Day, and we will open the mailbag, and we're going to have some fun here. It's March Madness. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, a sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns, now live in Ohio. Phew. I thought maybe that, I thought I was up before. Be a part of one of the most passionate fan bases in the NFL. Join Next Gen STM, presented by Ticketmaster. The official waitlist of the Cleveland Browns. Being a Next Gen STM is the best chance to become a season ticket member in future seasons. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/nextgenstm to reserve your spot today. It's time for the Grift Fact of the Day.
Not sure why it's not working.
Fact of the day, fact of the day, fact of the day. It's the Grift Fact of the Day.
The NCAA has calculated that you have a 1 in 9.2 quintillion chance of creating a perfect bracket. However, the closest we've ever seen was when Greg Nigel from Columbus, Ohio, predicted 49 straight games back in 2019.
How are you going to leave out the fact that he's a neuropsychologist? That makes him sound even smarter, and then he backed it up.
So the funny part about this story,
49 games.
First 49 games correctly.
Griff was telling me, was he didn't even know he was perfect. And he got a call from the NCAA that was like, hey, you're perfect through 47 games. We want to fly you out to watch the Sweet 16 so you can watch your bracket in person.
But wouldn't he have?
He's probably one of those.
So
people
he
who
won
made-
the 32. He went perfect the opening weekend, the opening 4 days,
Yes.
and then he hit his first Sweet 16 game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he hit 49, and he only had to go 8.
What did he do the rest of the way?
2,
So he
1.
went like 8 for his last 15 or something like he did not finish
Yeah,
strong.
he needed 15. Yeah. Oh man.
They said he finished like 220th
Or 14,
place.
right? 63. There's 63 picks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he missed like the next half. Like you at 50% after going 100%.
Man.
He lost on a Tennessee-Purdue game in 2019 that he had Tennessee. Carson Edwards and the Boilermakers got the win instead.
Okay. All right. That's pretty good. It would be incredible if anybody ever – I mean, it just seems impossible.
It has to be.
9.2 quintillion. I don't even know what a quintillion is.
So we wrote it out as a number, like as a word, because I wouldn't have known the zero.
Because, well,
There's
because
too many
go
zeros.
Billion, trillion, something with a quartillion, and then quintillion would be 5.
Yeah. It's impossible.
I mean, the fact he got the entire first weekend right,
That's insane.
that's crazy.
I wonder what he would have made with a money line parlay of the entire first weekend. You'd have to probably do it the first 2 days, and then you have to do a second one for this next 2 days.
Correct.
But you would get him. That's an incredible heater that he was on. There's no doubt about it.
A little bit.
All right, you got some mailbag for us? We're going to mailbag it on up the rest of the way. You guys ask us anything. AMA, ask me anything. Go ahead.
BYU still down 8 to Duquesne with 11 minutes left, 50-42. Are we in the second half of Akron-Creighton?
Halftime.
Okay. They have 17:30 left in the first half. That's clearly not correct.
Long Beach State up 3 with 9 to go in the first half.
What?
20-17.
What? They were down 17-9. They've gone on an 11-0 run?
Little run for the beach.
Ugh.
Monson. Akron trails Creighton by 5 at the half. Maybe that's right.
That is correct.
All right. All right. So we got that going for us. Let's see. Jacob Hartz tweeting at the show. Z, when are you going to roll out a new field of 64 battle like the Tough Guys? Perhaps musicians, bands, and their top album or song.
I like it. I'm down for it. We're going to need to do it, I think.
We're going to need something.
Yeah.
Z for fast food. Swenson's or the Varsity? What you have? What's the Varsity?
Burgers in Atlanta, I want to say. I'm a Grindhouse man.
Love Swenson's.
Grindhouse. It's the best burgers in the world. Al B. Nick Chubb's favorite burger. Grindhouse. There's one in Athens. A few around Atlanta. So if you're in Georgia, look up Grindhouse. That'd be my answer. Fast food, honestly, I'll be honest with you folks. I couldn't tell you the last time I ate a fast food burger. Could not tell you.
That's why. This and then this. That's all you need to know.
Fast food, I will get. Is Chipotle fast food?
I don't see. That's a great question.
It feels like it is when I order on my app because I walk in and then I walk out.
Again,
The
why you
definition
waiting?
is-
Why people wait in line for that is beyond.
Sorry. Yeah. What?
The definition of fast food is really shaky. Like, some people would say drive-through, but like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of restaurants that have drive-throughs that are not fast food.
So, like of tradition, what I would call traditional fast food, I would say every now and then I'd have Chick-fil-A. But the truth is, I don't think I've had Chick-fil-A outside of our plane in years.
I would say
I have
this.
Chick-fil-A on the team flights.
The only time I eat Chick-fil-A is like a wrap on the flight, like outside. I don't go there for lunch or dinner. I think Chick-fil-A's got an underrated breakfast.
Really?
I think Chick-fil-A's breakfast,
Very good.
I would put up against a whole lot of people.
Their chicken is good. They know what they're doing with chicken.
yeah, the
That's why it's called
biscuit.
Chick-fil-A.
They have a biscuit sandwich.
Like I
Love
liked. I was a big Taco Bell guy for a long, long time. It was so funny though. I was watching an ad today. This is to date myself. I was watching an ad today for Taco Bell and said they have I think 10 items on the menu under $3. And I'm like, I remember when the whole menu was $59.79.99. There was nothing
Yes.
more than 99 cents on the Taco Bell menu. It was either 59 cents, 79 cents, or 99 cents.
Uno and Griff probably weren't even born.
May not have been born.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
$5 you could get a
Oh my
feast.
goodness! Like if you spent $20 at Taco Bell, you were
Yeah.
out of control.
You were feeding the entire floor of your dorm.
Yeah. So I would Taco Bell and then I'll get honestly when I have to do fast food if I'm on a road trip or something, I typically try to get Subway.
I like Subway.
Does that count too, though? Isn't that in the same boat as Chipotle?
I don't think so. Subway I think is more fast food. Like because think about when you go on this is how I judge it. Like on a road trip, all the like areas that have all the fast food places have a Subway. You may find one Chipotle every 30 of those. But they all have Burger King and Wendy's and McDonald's and Taco Bell and KFC and Subway. Subway's in a gas station a lot of times.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Big fan of Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's. A good sub's a good sub.
Exactly. Swenson's story. So
where are those all over Ohio? Is
yes,
it an Ohio
it
company?
used to be just in Akron.
Akron, right?
Yeah, Fair Lawn, Akron. That would be the only spot.
How about this Billy and Rod football?
Where did this come from?
How about it? It's like Denver Broncos colors to me. Not the Denver Broncos that tormented you, but the new Denver Broncos.
It's a Wilson.
Griff's Denver Broncos of the modern age.
Yeah. The Griff Broncos. The Denver Griffs. Denver Griffs would be a good team, and you have a griffin as the logo, which is a pretty sweet logo. Arizona back in the lead yet?
No. 22-19.
What?
Long Beach
What is
State.
going on? It's like
Ruh-roh.
it's like Arizona Santa Clara all over again.
Oh, I remember that.
They were up 17-9 with 12 minutes to go in the first.
Cold.
That's what it's funny. I was talking to my boy Russ when we were at Spoto's on Tuesday. By the way, quick shout out. Beechwood Dental was out there yesterday getting my teeth cleaned, and I'm not a fan of going dentist, but they make it as enjoyable as I think is possible, and they got me in and out of there. It was like less than an hour this time, so I'm doing better. I got like a water pick. When they start scraping, dude,
It's not great.
It's not pleasant.
I would almost rather be knocked out.
not pleasant. Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah.
But they do a great job. Phenomenal. So shout out to them. I don't know what I was saying before that, but Russ, we were at Spoto's, and Russ was saying he's a big Arizona fan, went there, and he was like, we just get cold. He's like, this team could just get cold, and we can not score for forever, and that's what's happening now. 7 of 25 from the floor. They're shooting 28% right now.
This is why I took them to lose in the second round, because
Here's the
there's
thing,
just
though.
a lot of variety with them. Variety.
I was going to say, I
think
didn't
I
know what
might
that word, the new word for the Uno mailbag.
It's variety.
What I was going to say is, here's the deal. If you get they're playing as poorly as they can and they're down 3. So like they'll come back and win this game. But yeah, you can't afford to have those stretches. Good to get it out of the way now.
You can do that against Long Beach State. You can against Dayton/Nevada or Baylor.
Nevada's a tough one.
Yeah.
I've got Nevada beating Dayton.
I think I split it because you guys convinced me like that was one that I wanted to split around. So I split that one up. All right. When we come back, we will start the mailbag.
We
did a good
started
job.
it. We gave you a little tease.
A little tease there. Oh, yeah. We'll give you a little more of the mailbag. By the way, there's another one. Look at that, 230.
Uno.
Uno, turn your mic back on and say it.
You don't have to do that one.
Thank
it
you,
was a
Uno.
typo on my part.
All right. We'll be back with more of the Mailbag Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Bally Bet, sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns, now live in Ohio. All right, welcome into Cleveland Browns Daily. Uno, updates, madness.
Now.
Your Wildcats back in front,
24-22.
24-22.
How about Duquesne BYU? What's happening there?
BYU has cut it to 1 with 6 minutes to go, 52-51 Dukes.
Ooh. And Creighton up 5 at the half, 39-34. Of course, the first game that's in the books, Michigan State defeating Mississippi State 69-51. That was a little bit of a beating there. Long Beach State just hit 2 free throws. That one's tied up 24-24. Come on, Arizona. Let's go. All right, Mailbag Thursday presented by Cross Country Mortgage, the official mortgage partner of the Cleveland Browns. When it comes to financing, we always get you home. Visit ccm.com today. Equal housing opportunity, NMLS 3029.
Blip. Long Beach State playing for their coach who got fired last Monday. We talked about it, Dan Monson.
Yeah, I know.
But is still coaching them throughout the tourney. Talk about fired up for upsets. P.S. I picked them just because of this fact.
What about Lute Olson?
Okay. When was the last time Lute Olson was on a sideline?
I mean, he R.I.P.
Correct.
He's gone, but he was. Let's win it
When
for
was
Lute
the
Olson.
last time he was on a sideline?
Let's win it for Lute Olson. By the way, just
right.
texted the Hoff. I just texted the Hoff.
Yeah.
Are you ever coming back? You're having too much fun. Seems glorious. You're missed. On a plane to South Africa. 16 days in Africa starts today with the whole family.
What is going on?
I don't know. I'm going to ask him if he'll adopt me.
Like
28-24 now. This is
all right, stop.
not good. Not good at all.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Brandon Moore, I'm sorry for your loss, man. My dad recently passed away back in November, was a huge Browns fan. He joked around
Condolences.
years before saying he wanted his ashes spread on the field in Brown Stadium. I know that's definitely not possible, but what would be another way to honor him? I don't really have an answer. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to think outside the box here. I think you could probably get onto like the concourse, not the concourse, get right outside, figure out the wind direction, and let it blow through a vom, and some of it will get to the field.
I like it.
Right?
I think so.
Certainly
yeah,
from the
'cause there's
corners.
opening.
Yeah, the
there's
gates.
Yeah.
Just get you need to really assess the wind, and you need to be between the direction of the wind needs to be going over you to the field, and I think it'll get some in there. It'll be in the stadium for sure. It'll be
Sure.
magical. I don't know if that's legal or not. I have no idea. But I think you could do that. I scattered my Nani's ashes on the 17th hole at Lincoln Park Golf Course in San Francisco with the Golden Gate Bridge in the back. It was very beautiful. It was magical.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
David Gray, would you rather?
It's a good question.
It's one night only,
One night only.
one family only, one body of water only. Would you rather rent a catamaran with the Bishops in Hawaii or the Zaguras in Lake Oconee?
He's asking you. I'm in it.
Well, I mean, would you rather, like the Zaguras, is it you and Miss Kay, the kids,
Yeah.
and then
But I have older kids. My kids are old.
is it your dad? Is
No.
Pedro coming along?
Pedro's not there.
It's kind of sad.
Well, if you want him there, I'm sure we could arrange for it.
I mean, I would never been to Hawaii. I would like to go to Hawaii.
Go to Hawaii. I think that's a better
Yeah.
choice. But you're
Maybe Bo
you're
can
on a
adopt me.
catamaran, though. You're on a catamaran. Tight quarters. It's going to be tight quarters.
It's all right. The last time I was on a catamaran, I drank a number of things that were orange, blue, red, all kinds of things, and my hangover was 9 hours the
Yeah,
next day.
because the sugar. Sugar bad.
Yeah, I was just fine for a while.
All right, Arizona, Long Beach State, 33-33, 3 minutes to go in the first half. Duquesne hanging on by 4.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. And Creighton, Akron still to have another long halftime, 39-34. It's like
Yeah,
college football.
Yeah. Browns backers, North Jersey. How did Dos Equis not hire Gibbe as the most interesting man in the world?
Great question. I wonder the same.
Don't know.
I mean, the Hoff right now has to be in the running. Pro Football Hall of Famer, Wisconsin legend, TV legend, radio legend, just moves his family to Germany. Now they're going to Africa for safari, I'm guessing. Like, how is he not the most interesting man in the world?
It's a great question. Like, he was just at the Matterhorn skiing down the side, teaching his kids how to ski.
Yeah.
The Matterhorn on the Italian side.
Yeah. Exactly. This is
living
what
about
I'm
as
saying.
good a life as my kid right now, who's over there.
He seems to be living a tremendous life.
Yeah. Love a dog today. In honor of Jim Harbaugh's yard sale, what famous person's yard sale would you like to go through?
I was thinking like Jordan or Tiger Woods.
Yeah. I was thinking an athlete. I mean, maybe if Larry David had a garage sale.
LD, I don't know what he'd have in his garage sale. I'd want to have, it'd have to be somebody, they'd have to wear size 13s. Somebody who had my shoe size, and then find out like a big time athlete or something. So I wanted, because you're trying to get something out, right? You're trying
Correct.
to like, so I'm thinking, old sneakers feel like a possible win. That's what I'm looking at.
If you were to have a Muppet portray you in a biopic, who would it be?
If I was going to have, excuse me?
If you were going to have a Muppet, like the Muppet Show. I love the Muppets.
I'd have
I
to
love
be
the
Kermit,
two guys
I
that
feel
are
like.
up. I love the two
Yeah,
guys
you're
that are
like
up
one of
there.
those curmudgeons up there talking smack.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
love those guys.
Yeah, those guys are good.
Those guys needed a show on HBO that was like
Off
uncensored.
color. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I like that.
Brian tweets at the show, are there any free agents still available that may be impactful enough to help us this year? Seems like our QB room is a little full now, and maybe we could use some help elsewhere.
Feels like we're kind of full everywhere. Like
There's a lot.
maybe bring back like a Matt Adams or a Kunashik who plays linebacker and special teams. But I mean, we're way over a 53 right now. We haven't even drafted. Like there are people that we've signed in this or re-signed in this free agent period who will not be on our 53-man roster. Like that is for sure.
Yeah. But you and I talked about it the other day. The impressive thing is the back-end competition is as good as it's ever been.
Yes. No, this is
I mean,
this
all
is
the
a-
guys can contribute.
This is a deep roster. It is a very, very deep roster. Yes. I mean, just think about the defensive tackle room. And if they were to draft one in the second or third round, say, like they drafted a tackle in the second or third round, an offense tackle, there are going to be people that have started for us recently not on the team. It's just numbers. I mean, at some point, it just becomes simple numbers.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Jersey Dog tweets at the show, in honor of SummerSlam coming to Cleveland, who is your favorite wrestling commentary? I don't understand that.
Who's my favorite wrestling commentating team?
Sure. You just put wrestling
what's your
commentary?
favorite? Is acknowledge me the best wrestler catchphrase of all time. I challenge you to name a better one. Best commentator, I think, was JR and the King.
Yeah.
I also really did like, though, Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body Ventura. They were fantastic together. Is acknowledge me the best wrestler catchphrase of all time? It's very good. Acknowledge me is very good. If you smell what the Rock is cooking, Stone Cold Austin 316. DX had a great catchphrase that was very popular. Acknowledge me is good though, and the whole everything about it is very good. I like it.
Long Beach State 35-34.
All right, we're going to the Arizona's going to the line. Let's calm down here. Let's make some free throws. Take the lead.
Creighton's up by 8.
Creighton
on
up
Akron.
8. They seem to be starting to run away with that one a little bit. They're up 9 now. BYU Duquesne 2-point game, 3 minutes to go.
Woo!
That's a good one. Man,
All right.
did you guys know? So Wagner won the play-in game?
Yeah, they beat
Grambling?
No, Grambling beat Montana State.
In
Grambling did.
overtime.
Okay, good for
Yeah.
Grambling. So Wagner is 17-15.
Yeah, so they were the 5 seed in their conference tournament, and they upset number 1 seed Merrimack in the championship game.
Gosh, that hurts for the boys and the boys of Merrimack. Yeah, that hurts.
Sucks for Merrimack, too. They won their conference tourney last year, but they were ineligible for the NCAA tournament because they were transitioning from Division II.
Yeah.
So they should have been in last year.
Okay.
Instead, Farley Dickinson win and beat Purdue.
Yeah.
So there's that.
There we go. I got one from John Donegan. A couple of months ago on CBD, you mentioned going to Puerto Vallarta. My wife and I are going for the first time next month. Any recommendations on where to stay? I think you mentioned the El Dorado restaurant. You got to go to Cafe des Artistes. You got to go to Peepe's. for margaritas and fajitas. Cafe Des Artistes would be like the romantic dinner, eat in the garden in the background. Very nice, high-end, unbelievable meal. It's fantastic. And I would recommend doing a lot of the Vallarta Adventures tours. So whatever ones sound appealing to you, it's a great tour company, day excursions. They do a phenomenal job. They've got it down to a science.
So they started the Amazing Race this season. The first episode was in Puerto Vallarta.
Really?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
With Vallarta Adventures, where did they go?
They had to go. They had to find, like, there were three guys, or there's a guy in the middle, and the three. They're like super high up, like
statues?
No, like a trapeze thing, but not on a wire. They're all like connected somehow and like hovering like 50 feet over the crowd. It's like on the beach.
Okay. Oh, those guys. Yeah.
They had to go there to get
where
their
they
clue.
Spin around?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys are nuts.
Yeah. They had to go there to get the first clue, and then they had to.
So that was on the Malecon, so that's on the main drag.
Yeah.
By the way, so where to stay? You can stay. We stay out at Paradise Village out in Nueva Vallarta. I think Nueva Vallarta is nice. You can stay. There's a big, huge resort that they just built. I want to say, is it called Vistana? Something like that. Vedante. That's where they just had the PGA Tour event there. So there's plenty of places to stay down there. Puerto Vallarta is great.
Yeah. So they had to like bring like rocking horses, because they put rocking horses on like the boardwalk.
Okay. Yeah.
For kid, they had to find them to go do that, and then they had like wrestling. There's huge.
Yeah.
So like you could go there, and you had to like match up like 4 wrestling pairs. Well, 50 guys run out onto this ring
In their masks.
and they're fighting. And then so you've got to match up the masks, and like the refs are like, no, back.
Oh,
Like,
man.
and
Good.
they'd come out every 5 minutes. It was pretty cool.
You're a big Amazing Race guy?
I do like the Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I am a big fan of that. A little Bobby time.
Bobby.
Close out the day. If you had to wear one color for the rest of your life, not white, black, or gray, what color would you wear? Pants can be any color, he did say.
If you had to wear one color for the rest of your life, black, oh boy, probably a navy.
Yeah, it's probably a blue.
It's got to be a blue.
Yeah, I was thinking red, but blue.
Red would be awful loud.
Oh, look at me.
Yeah, well, you have the fruit stand collection. That's true.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. Your Cleveland sports Mount Rushmore. That's a tough. I know I got to put him on it. You know who I'm talking about.
LeBron.
Yeah, I got to put him on it.
Of course. LeBron, Jim Brown.
Yes. I feel like Bob Feller probably needs to be on that.
Uno nods. Okay. And the Hoff.
I would like the Hoff, but
I'm going to take the Hoff.
like
Love you, Hoff.
some of the old school Browns back in the day.
Sure. All right.
So
Bobby wants to know if we called each other to match or is it White Hoodie Day in the building. We did not call each other to match.
we did not.
But
we
it was a
did not.
pleasant surprise. I was surprised. He actually took it off when he saw me. I'm surprised he put it back on for the show.
No, I took it off because meatball subs were on the menu for today, and
Yeah.
there is no question I would have been wearing one.
Whoa, man, Bobby, this is a good one. You have to cut one person from sports history, so they would be completely erased. Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Joe Montana, or Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but I feel no way.
What?
I'm gonna have to cut.
Who are you cutting?
I'm not cutting Joe Montana. Without Hulk Hogan,
Okay,
there
then
would
Joe
be-
Montana.
There would be no wrestling today.
The bottom two are Joe Montana and Hulk Hogan.
in your opinion, Joe Montana is absolutely.
Who's in
there.
your bottom two?
It's not necessarily bottom two. It's like which one impacted my life the most. So I loved Michael Jordan. I didn't have to cut Tiger Woods.
There's no
I'm gonna have to cut him out.
lunacy.
The guy cut him out. I need Michael Jordan.
He's
and
won
I still
more
have
than
the
Joe
Jordans.
Montana.
Joe Montana was the quarterback of my childhood and won Super Bowls and was my favorite football player ever growing up. And without Hulk Hogan, who I liked watching as a kid,
You're going
there
to
wouldn't
cut
be
Tiger
professional
Woods.
wrestling.
Golf
Would still exist. It wouldn't be as popular, but it would
yeah.
still exist.
You are out of your mind.
You'd still have Phil Mickelson, and you'd have all these guys.
And you'd have The Rock, and you'd have
Yeah, but The Rock, I don't know that the difference is golf was established. You wouldn't have the WWF winning. If WrestleMania 1 was a failure, it would have been over. There would be no WWF. So that's Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan carried that company and made wrestling the biggest.
What does golf look like if Tiger Woods never plays around?
I don't want to cut him. It's a tough question. Joe Montana, I need to have. He was smart. If he put any other quarterback, they're out. But Joe Montana's my quarterback. That was I'd be a big John Daly would have been my guy. I loved John Daly at that time. And maybe he would have won a few more majors. I don't want to cut Tiger Woods.
I can't believe that you're.
You can't cut Jordan because
No.
Jordan's not only the basketball player, but also then the fashion brand, which I love and is essential to my life. Joe Montana was essential to my childhood, and Hulk Hogan has given me great joy and provided a genre of entertainment that I've enjoyed my whole life. Golf would still exist. There'd still be the majors.
Do you care at all about golf?
Yes, a great deal.
Without Tiger Woods?
Yes.
No way. Growing up, no Tiger Woods. Are you
Growing
watching?
up, he
are
wasn't
you
around
watching-
when we were growing up.
In your 20s?
Yeah, dude, I love Tiger Woods.
You
I
wouldn't
don't.
be watching golf.
This is why this is a good question because we're debating it and there's no happy answer to it.
My buddy says, cut Jordan, then there's no shot. Good call.
Yeah, but then there's no
I was wondering if
shoes.
you were going to pick MJ for
I
that
thought you
reason.
were going to pick MJ because
Because of
then
the
maybe
Elo
the
shot.
Cavs could have won.
No, because
the Cavs could have won some championships.
Well, he crushed my childhood.
Yeah.
That and him and Horseface. I recognize him as the greatest basketball player of all time.
Okay.
And that's all there is to it.
That was a good question by Bobby.
We might have to make that a poll question tomorrow.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to put up a poll. All right, so much more to come. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.
All right, Uno, update.
Not on.
Not on. You need a light.
Duquesne up by 4, UNC up by 5, Arizona up by 6 at the half, Creighton up by 14. Not good for our Zips.
So Duquesne's going to win.
Looks that way. They almost turned it
Duquesne
over
in
on
the
the
one.
inbound, though.
Let's go.
There it is, folks. All right, enjoy the madness. The next level is next. You're listening to 850 ESPN Cleveland.